Hopefully you can see me. Right, here's your sitting down, standing up class. I'm going to start off sitting down. If you feel more that you want to do some more standing up work, then you can. Just make sure you've got your chair ready if you want to sit down at any point. I'm going to start off warming up. So feet flat on the floor, shoulders relaxed, and start with the neck. So imagine you've got your chin sat on the shelf. And keeping your chin level, you're going to turn it to one side. And then bring it back, turn it to the other side. Don't worry if you don't go very far, I don't want you to hurt yourself, I want you to keep your shoulders still and just work through your neck. Check that your chin's not dropping or lifting. Imagine that shelf that you've just rested your head on. That's easy. It might be a bit creaky, don't matter, as long as it's not painful. A bit less creaky as it warms up. Okay, now next time you turn your head, I want you to leave it there and count slowly to 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to centre, and then same the other side. So you take it round, hold it and count slowly to 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can do that once more each side. So turn your head, you can count for yourself now. Just hold your head there. Don't force it, just go to where it's comfortable and just leave it there. Once more. Okay, then we're going to go up and down. So you're going to pull your chin in, look down at the floor, come back to look forward, and then up to the ceiling. So lift your chin up, relax your shoulders, and back to centre. Don't rush this one because it can make you go a bit dizzy if you move your head too quick. Just down, forward and up. And think about stretching underneath your chin as you push your chin up to the ceiling. When you look down, try and pull your chin into your throat. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, don't sag. Some of these exercises I'll turn sideways on. You don't have to move, it's just so you get a clearer view of what I'm doing. Okay, and then bring your head back to centre and you're just going to tilt it slightly to one side. Just like you're tipping water out of your ear. And you're looking for stretch on the opposite side there. And up. And so you'll probably find it's easier to tilt your head one way than the other. So again, just to that point where it feels that it's a stretch, but it's not painful. Again, you might be getting creaking, as long as it's not painful, it's alright. If it is painful, then make the move smaller, or maybe go back and do one of the other ones first. Maybe you need a little bit more work to loosen the neck before you do this one. Just tilting. Relax the shoulders. Try not to let the shoulder come up with you. Keep your shoulders down. Just imagine somebody stood with their hands just rested lightly on your shoulders. Next one, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me in profile. It's a bit easier to see what I'm doing. You haven't got to move. What I want you to do is put your chin back on your shelf. I want you to push your chin forward and pull your chin in. And I want you to feel it in the back of your neck. So forward and back. And imagine a high back chair. You might be sitting on a high back chair. Imagine a high back chair and pull your head back towards the seat. So forward and back. Keep your chest lifted and shoulders down and belly pulled in. Lovely. So that's loosen the neck. If you want to go through them again, you can. You can stop the video and replay it. But I'm going to get onto the shoulders now. So relax your arms, sit up nice and tall, and then you're going to try and pull your shoulders up to your ears. And relax, and don't drop them, just ease them away again. Up and down. And I want you to start to feel your shoulder blades just moving across your back. Just a little bit. Try not to let them just drop down, so slowly down. Then we're just going to do the right one on its own. So just going to lift and lower the right shoulder. Try and keep upright, so don't lean to the left, sit up nice and straight. And then you're going to do the same on the left shoulder, so you're going to pull that one up and down. This is all about just loosening any tension around your neck and across the top of the spine. Okay, and you're going to go back to the right shoulder, but this time when you lift it and just do a few circles with it. So just feel your hand moving around in a sort of a circular motion. I'll do this one sideways again so you can see my shoulder moving around. Pulling it up and round. Keep sitting your spine nice and straight, and then change direction. So you can just feel your hand going around in a circular motion. And then you'll do the same on the left. So bring the shoulder up and round, just the same. That's it. And change your direction again. You've got to watch this one, because if your shoulder's a bit tight, you'll find your elbow tries to compensate. So keep your elbow just comfortably straight and make sure you can feel that movement coming from your shoulder blade. And then you're going to do both together. So you're going to lift and circle both together. So both hands are making a circle motion. Doesn't matter which way you go, because you're going to reverse it. So whichever way you're going, a couple more, and then you're going to go the other way. Change direction. Sitting up nice and straight, so the core's getting stronger. Your centre strength building up. Okay, then we're going to give ourselves a hug. So you're going to just sit back slightly into your chair and round your back a bit. Give yourself a hug. And then just mind you're not going to hit anything. Take your arms out to the side and pull your shoulder blades together. And hug. Again, I'll do it side on. So when you give yourself a hug, just round your spine a little bit. Pull your belly button in, tuck your bum under, and then straighten. Sit up nice and tall. Pull yourself up away from the seat. So you just go in between the two, rounding and stretching. And I want you to start to feel your spine moving now. All the joints in your back, just flexing and stretching. Mind you don't slide off your chair. Tuck your bum in, under. You're kind of making a C shape. When you give yourself a hug, your back's making a sort of C shape, and then you pull yourself up, stick your bum out, stick your chest out, pull your shoulder blades back and together. That's it. A couple more of these, so I'm really getting your spine starting to move. And then we're going to do a bit of side bends just to warm the sides up. So make sure you're sat centered on your seat and you've got your feet on the floor, shoulders back and down, and you're going to tilt over to one side, but you're not going to let your bum lift off the seat. So you're just going to get a stretch down the side. And then pull yourself up. You can hold onto the chair if you need to for a bit of balance. So you're going to slide and pull yourself back up. So you're still looking forward, shoulders back and down, keeping your bum on your seat as you slide your hand down towards the floor. It's not going to go very far, but then I want you to think about pulling yourself back up. So we're getting a stretch down the side and then getting the strength to come back up. So if you go too far, you're going to struggle to come back up again. Keeping your feet flat on the floor. Press down on your feet, it will make you feel a little bit more steady. And it will start to warm your legs up because we're going to do them in a minute, so it'll start getting them working a bit. So press down on your feet as you slide your hand down the chair. Once more. Keep looking forward and try and keep your chest facing forward so you're not twisting your body. Okay, then I'm going to get contrary because now I want you to twist. Oh no, keep up. So reach back to the back of the chair with your right hand and you're going to turn that way. So you're going to turn to the right. Left hand can just come across your lap. And come back. Left hand to the back of the chair, turn to the left. Now keep your chin lifted. Can you imagine that shelf again? So when you're twisting, your bum stays flat on the seat, your feet stay flat on the floor, and just your shoulders are moving. Again, if I do it side on, just so you can see. So I'm going to reach back to my pretend chair, and I'm going to turn that way. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to turn the other. So I want you to feel that twisting through your spine. Doesn't matter if, again, if you don't go very far, the more you practice, the more mobility you'll get. So if you try and do too much too soon, you'll just do it yourself. But you'll feel it working all around these front abdominal muscles on this one. Shoulders back and down, chest lifted. Good for your digestion as well, this. It gets everything moving. And again. This is how you manoeuvre your car when you're allowed to drive. When we've got somewhere to go, this is how you move your car. You've got to check behind you. Okay, then we're going to get onto the feet. So make sure you're sitting nice and comfy. Upper body supported, so shoulders back and down, belly pulled in. And you're just going to tap your right foot, just like you're listening to a good bit of music. And I want you to feel it in the front of that lower leg, in your shin. So you're trying to pull your toes up towards your knee. Good for stretching the Achilles, the ankle and under the foot. Try and keep your foot square so it hasn't turned out. And then do your left foot, so just the same. Just tap your foot. If your ankles are a bit stiff, the first few lifts might not come very high, but they'll get higher as you loosen up. Keep lifting out of out those hips. And then you're going to do both together. So it's a good bit of music now. It needs both feet tapping at the same time. And I like you to try, just hold it for a couple of seconds now and really think about bringing your toes up towards your knee. Good. Pull them up. Stretches your ankles a little bit, stretches under your foot. And we're going to go back to the right leg, and this time we're going to lift the heel. So you're going to press down into the ball of your foot and pull your heel up off the floor. And I want you to lift high enough to feel it in your calf. So really press down on the ball of your foot and pull your heel up. Trying to bring your heel right up towards the back of your knee rather than it drifting off to the sides. Good for your circulation this is, because when that calf muscle contracts, it pulls the fluid out of the leg back up into the circulation, so it stops you having puffy ankles. Still sitting up straight, shoulders back. And then exactly the same on the left, so you're just pumping that foot up and down, pressing into the ball of your foot. It's good for mobilising the toe joints as well. So let's see if there's a difference. If you've got one leg that's much stronger and much more willing to work than the other, then maybe spend a little bit more time on the weaker leg because it needs to catch up. And then you're going to do both of those together. And this time when you lift, just hold it for a second or two to really try and get those calf muscles working. Feel them bulge up as they contract. And then put your heels back down, so lift. Yes. Helps to, if you are prone to cramp, it just helps to get circulation going in the lower legs. Reduces the cramp. And then you're going to rock, so you're going to lift your toes and then lift your heels. So you're just rocking through those lower legs. Easy one to do while you watch the telly. You don't want to get any special equipment. If you can take your slippers or your shoes off, even your socks if you want, if your feet aren't too cold, so you can really get some movement in the feet and get the circulation going in your feet. Okay, then we're going to stretch out the legs. Again, sitting up straight, just back to the right leg, and just going to kick forward and then pull your heel back. So just forward and back. Keep it lower if you need to. So you're working the knee joint, stretching and bending. That's it. Again, I'll do it side on. It's a bit easier sometimes to see what I mean. And when you pull your foot back, try and tuck it underneath the chair if you've got space. So you can feel the back of the thigh working. Pull that leg back and forward. Just getting the knee mobilising. The same on the left. With all these, if you want to do a few more reps, feel free. You can always stop the video and come back to it. Keep sitting up straight though. When you get going on the leg, it's easy to kind of drop down and forget your posture. So always sitting up, always think about that shelf that you've put your chin on. Stretching and bending this leg. That's that's Benny's leg that just came into view. He's having a stretch. You're not going to do both legs together, you might fall off your chair. And then we're going to work around the hips because they might be getting a bit stiff. So what I want to do is imagine that you've got to get out the car. We're going to get out really unladylike. So we're going to cock the leg out of the car door and pull it back in again. Try and keep your hips square to the front. So you're moving the knee and the foot out and pulling them back in. And try and line them up if you can. Try and avoid that. That's a common sort of cheat that happens where the foot goes out but the knee doesn't really. I need you to work your hip. So make sure your foot and your knee go out the same distance. That's his leg again. So take your knee, try and line your knee up with your big toe. That's it. And bring it back in. Don't let it slide, lift and lower it. So you're going to feel it working around the top of that hip. That's it. Keep sitting up and keeping your hips and your shoulders facing forward. So you've just taken your leg out. Then we'll do the same on the other leg. So lift it and move it out. Use your bum muscles, squeeze them. So remember, we're not just taking the foot, we're going to take the knee out as well. Squeeze your bum. And make sure you focus on bringing the leg in as well. So you're going to lift and pull it back in. Take it out, bring it in. It's going to work around the inside and outside the hip, but also around this top of this hip here. It's going to build the strength there as well. That's it. Squeeze your bum. Really good for working the side glutes. We're going to do one more and then we're going to work the big bum muscles. So what we're going to do is sit up, feet pressed on the floor. Now it's to push down into the floor with your feet and squeeze your bum, almost like you're going to stand up. So you feel you're not pressing as hard into the seat of the chair. And hold it for slow count to 5. So squeeze, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and relax. Squeeze. I want you to feel your buttocks clench underneath you as if they're trying to lift you off this chair. Press down into your feet and feel your thighs working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and relax. So when you get out of a chair, your legs are going to do the work. So you push down, maybe bring your feet back a little bit so you can really press into your heels. Push down and squeeze your bum. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and relax. One more. Press down into your feet, squeeze your bum. Use these legs. Remember this one, I could take the chair away if I wanted and you wouldn't notice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Then we're going to get the legs actually moving. So you're going to just do some nice marching. Just picking your feet up, putting your feet down. Don't tuck them under, lift them up. So again, from side on, what I want you to feel is your front leg muscles are lifting your foot off the floor. There's a tendency sometimes to just tuck the feet under, which isn't going to get the strength. So lift them up, keep your chin on your shelf, shoulders back and down, use your legs. And this is really good for your hips as well, you'll feel it. Try and keep your bum square to the seat and lift. Now if you can, get the arms going as well. So when you're marching your feet, swing your arms. Ideally, opposite arm to leg. If you can't get your coordination, it don't matter. Just working your arms a little bit. Again, they don't have to be big lifts with these arms. If they're only lifting a little way, it's fine. If they're just staying quite low, that's all right. Lift them higher if they feel that they can. But check the feet again, don't tuck them under your chair. Lift them up. Good for getting your heart working now. Hopefully you can feel it. You're getting a bit out of puff, a bit warm. So that means your heart and lungs are having to work. Going to give me 8 more. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Have a quick rest. I'm just going to get my weights. Right, we'll do our strength work now. Now again, it's up to you. You can stay sitting down or you can stand up. I'm going to do it all sitting just for those days that you fancy sitting, but if you want to stand up, you can. I'm going to start with your biceps. So with your right arm down by your side, shoulders back and down, you're going to bend your elbow and touch the weight to your shoulder if you can. And then straighten your arm again. So side on, so you're going to bring the weight up, touch your shoulder if you can, and take your arm down. Now try not to let your elbow move. Sometimes people do this, so they're moving their elbow. Right, keep your elbow gently pressed against your side. Here comes Benny. Got bored. Ta-ra. Got bored. Keeping your back nice and straight. So you're working your elbow joint as well as building up strength in the front and back of the arm. You're working your elbow joint. That's it. Couple more. And then we'll do the same on the left. So arm down by your side. Just gently press your upper arm against your ribs. So when you bend and straighten the arm, only the elbow moves. Now, if you can, do both arms together. So obviously you're lifting double the weight. It's too much, go back to one at a time. Keep your back nice and straight. So I want you to imagine your chin on your shelf and lift and lower your arms. And now we're going to swing the arms, like we did before with the marching. So you're just letting your arms just gently swing. Again, it doesn't matter how high. Obviously, the higher they lift, the more you're going to work your arm strength, but only to what your shoulder allows. Move it. And this is good for working your side strength as well. It keeps you nice and upright when you're walking along. Chin on your shelf, shoulders back and down. Swing in the arms. Again, I'll do it side on to show you what I want you to, the position I want your spine in. So imagine I'm moving both arms just the same. Try not to drop down into your hips. When you're moving your arms, back is nice and straight. That's it. Chin is on your shelf. And you're pushing and pulling those arms, both arms working. Again, you're going to feel warm. You might feel a bit sweaty. If you need to stop and have a rest, do. But it's good for your heart and your lungs. So breathe nice and deep. And give me 8 more. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done. Right, I'm going to do a bit of standing up now. If you don't want to, you stay sitting, just to get you out your hips as much as anything, because it gets a bit challenging. And stand. Hold on to the chair, shoulders back and down, and you're going to squeeze your bum to start with, just to stretch the hips. So standing still, just going to clench your bum muscles and hold them clenched. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Really draw the buttocks together, nice and straight, and that will just stretch your hips out. What we want, remember, is head, shoulders, hips, heels lined up. We're not in that shape or that shape. Squeeze and feel that little stretch in the front of your hip. Just a couple more of these. Worth doing when you first stand up, just because it gets, when you squeeze your bum, it's really good for your circulation. It gets your blood flowing and straightens you up a bit, stops you walking like a duck. Then we're going to do a marching. You can hold onto the chair for your marching if you want, if you feel a bit unsteady, or you can let go and swing your arms with your legs. Pick your feet up, don't just tuck them back. I'm going to face this way, so you can have your chair in front of you if you want to, but I'm just going to stand to the side. I've lost my rhythm now. I've lost my rhythm then for a minute. That's it. And if you want to, if you're feeling a bit more on it, you can use your weights. Take your time. Gives you time to get your balance if you don't try and rush it. Up nice and straight, tuck that bum in, the shoulders back and down. A couple more, and then we're going to do a few squats. So you will want your chair for this one. So hold the chair in front of you, and you're going to pretend to sit on the chair behind you. So keeping your chin on your shelf, you're going to move your hips back and down until you find that chair. And you're going to push through your feet and pull yourself back up again. And then a quick bum squeeze at the top. So make sure you move your hips back and then bend your knees. So you can still look forward. Sometimes people do this. And what they're actually doing is using the back and the hamstrings. Like to sit down and use your thigh muscles. Pull yourself up. Push down into the chair for balance, that's fine. Sit, squeeze your bum, push into your feet and come up. Sit. And up. Start to feel these legs really working. Really good for strengthening the back of the hip and stopping your trousers being all empty and saggy. Good. Sit and up. You're going to give me 5 more if you can. If it's too much, just do what you can. You're going to sit. That's 1. I sound like Barbara Woodhouse, don't I? 2. Make sure those hips are going back and down. 3. 4. 5. And back to just marching. I'm just going to work your hip. So you're going to have your chair in front of you and you're just going to move your foot out to the side. Keep your hips square. So I'm going to do it side on again so you can see different angles. So you're just moving your leg out and in. And I want you to use your bum muscles to move that leg out. Try not to lean in the opposite direction. So it's up to you with the chair. You can either have it in front of you or off to the side if you find that easy to balance. It's whatever works for you. Take your time again and really think about using the muscles in your leg to move your leg rather than bending your back. Can you give me another 5 if you can? And you're going to find the supporting leg starts to get a little bit tired. If it's too tired, rest. It's going to get stronger. And then we're going to do the other leg. So you can move your chair around the other way. Or if it's in front of you, you just move to the other side. So you're going to move the leg out and in. Stand up straight. Try and keep your shoulders level and your hips level. And you're going to feel your leg muscles working in the moving leg and in the still leg. Chin on your shelf. Can you give me another 5? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then back to marching, just to loosen up. And I'm just going to do a little bit of mobility through the legs, help with the stairs. So what you're doing now is you're going to bring the right foot forward and just tap your heel and bend your left knee a little bit, just like you're going downstairs, and come back up. So you take your left leg forward, bend your right knee, and rest on your heel. Again, I'll do it side on. So you're going to go back to your right leg and bring it forward, bend your left knee, and pull yourself up. I'll do this one with the chair in front and just go either side of it. So it's going to help with mobility in the ankle and the knee and the hip to go downstairs. Just tapping the heel forward. You can go slightly to one side if that helps you. Keep looking forward, shoulders back and down, bending your knee. If it's a little bit tight today, don't move your foot so far forward. So the closer your foot is to you, the less you've got to bend the knee. You might feel a bit of creaking in your knee. Creaking's fine. If it's painful, then make the move smaller. Should be alright though. So it's just helping you get down the stairs. Do it side on again. Good. I'm going a bit quick now because I got carried away. You go at a pace that's right for you. Couple more. And then you're going to move the leg back. So standing up nice and straight, you're just going to tap your toe behind you without leaning forward. Kind of like dance class. And I want you to squeeze your bum and really use your bum on the back of your thigh to pull that foot back. No leaning your body forward. Really using your bum muscles. So chin on your shelf, shoulders down, and squeeze your bum. So the more you squeeze, the further your foot will move back. And this is going to stretch out the front of your hip and just widen your stride, lengthen your stride a little bit when you're walking. So push that foot back, but keep your body upright. Yeah. Stretch the hips out. Going from leg to leg, try not to wobble from side to side. Keep your chin on that shelf and your hips and shoulders still. So you're not wobbling from side to side, and that's going to build up your side stability as well. Push that leg back, squeeze your bum muscles. If you're feeling it in your lower back, pull your belly button a little bit. You might be using your lower back rather than your bum muscles. So pull your belly button to your spine, suck that in, and think about clenching your bum to move your leg back. It's usually tight hips. If they're a bit tight, they might be a bit reluctant to work. Push back. Okay, and then back to your marching. Hopefully your hips feel a bit looser. Let your arms come down by your sides and swing your arms again. Put your weights in your hands if you want to again. And get some movement in these shoulders because it's going to help you balance. If you can get your arms swinging when you're walking, it's going to help you balance. Slow down if you need to. Chin on your shelf. Good. Nearly done. Okay. And then just a nice bit of stretching to finish. So put your weights down. Get your breath back. Alright, to look up at the ceiling and push your hips forward a little bit, just arch your back a bit. Pull yourself up straight and keep your belly close to the chair. See if you can just bend in the middle a little bit and feel that stretch in your lower back. Try and keep your bum tucked close to the chair. And then you're going to arch your back, push your hips forward slightly and then round your back. So just getting a little bit of stretch. And bend the middle a bit. Pull your shoulders back and down as you arch your back. And keep your hips close to the chair as you try and stretch it a bit. Suck your belly in. Help you sit up this if you can get that ability. Just stretch your back and tighten the front a bit. Helps you sit up. So just mind that you're not just sticking your bum out and doing a bit of a weeble wobble. And then just move your hips back slightly. Be careful of this one, that your chair's steady. Move your hips back slightly and keeping your legs straight so you can push your hips up towards the ceiling. Rest on the chair, push down on the chair, and you'll get a stretch in the back of your legs. And then pull yourself up right again. Don't go too far back because it's harder to come up. So just back it far enough with your feet that you can feel a stretch down the back of your legs. And pull yourself up. Tuck your bum in and pull yourself up. Just stretching these hamstrings. Push your hips up, press down onto the chair for balance and pull yourself up. Good. Suck your belly in. Pull up. One more. Good. You're done. Well done.